We can imagine a typical incident within the XDR program, say, I don't know, phishing email detection or malware detection. What we usually start looking after when we have a detection is some extra context from our XDR sensors. We look into where does the sample came from, who was the author of the email to maybe block same emails originating from the same sender or that were run through the same server and so on. We look into network connections to identify how the file was copied. We look into the user session to understand whether the user came with the VPN and so on and so forth. So basically, we are collecting all the info that we can get that can help us pivot and understand what were the previous steps of the attack and what other info we can get from a different sensors that we have deployed throughout our XDR program. However, when we do just that part of the things, we get a lot of super valuable information already that allow us to pivot, that allow us to generate IOCs, and that allow us to better respond to an incident by not just blocking a single hash within the network, but also dropping network connections, reassigning user rights, and so on and so forth. There is, however, the second part that is like really often missing, which is a deep concept. And basically, that's to better illustrate that, it's just the answer to the question: what would happen if the attack would continue? What files would be downloaded? What new connection to C2s would be made that were not actually made ever because the attack was blocked by Microsoft? All this information is still at our hands potentially, but we are not utilizing it by default because the attack was stopped, everything is blocked, and we never look one step further. We don't need to do that to stay protected from that exact threat. But in terms of gathering more intel and understanding what's the landscape behind the current attack and maybe similar attack in the network, this information is also super valuable. So we currently, we very much encourage you not to look into the broad context, to look at just the broad context as the part of your XDR program, but also look deeper.